Fighting out of the blue corner, with head trainer Joe Santiago, wearing white with red. Official weight, 145 pounds. Professional record, 35 fights, with 34 victories, including 27 knockouts and only 1 defeat. He is the former undefeated junior welterweight world champion and current 2-time reigning, defending WBO welterweight champion of the world, de Caguas, Puerto Rico, Miguel Angel Cotto.
Okay, Trunk's okay here. Trunk's okay here. Gentlemen, Miguel Manning, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to caution you again to keep the fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say, you must obey. Good luck. Touch him up.
Miguel Cotto was battered by an opponent who boxing believes had illegally loaded gloves. Now he faces an opponent who has naturally loaded gloves. How will Cotto deal with Pacquiao's power?
Round 1 begins. Freddie Roach is quite outspoken in saying this is just like De La Hoya and Hatton. It will be a wipeout and it will be over fast. Cotto's supporters say, you've got to be kidding.
I would say just like Cotto's someone. I just did not see that.
He snapped Pacquiao's head back with the jab, and one of the questions here, what happens to Pacquiao when he gets hit by a legitimate welterweight with a punch? Another good jab by Cotto. Timing on the jab was critical. Cotto has a knack for throwing at the right moment. And he's just a little short with his right over the top.
You know, one of the things that Cotto, Pacquiao's always had guys who were straight up, and he would catch them with that beautiful straight left going back. Or guys who was coming in slow, and he could catch them with the right hook. But in Cotto, he's got a guy who's been down in a crouch position, which he's not used to, and a guy who's, I think, just as fast as he is, and physically a very strong guy.
Well, indeed, that's an interesting comment, because yesterday I said to Miguel Cotto, do you concede that Pacquiao has a big edge in speed? And he said, no, I train for speed. I concede nothing. I'm just as fast.
And you can see the power of his jab with the weight he's pushing Pacquiao back when he jabs.
At some point, we expect to see Cotto try to switch into a southpaw stance to see if he can land a right jab and keep Pacquiao back that way too. Pacquiao tries a straight left.
But Cotto caught it in the center with his right hand glove. Pacquiao is very tricky. The thing about Pacquiao, he can be moving and pivoting and still knock you out and hit you with any punch from such strange angles.
Yeah, but already you can see Pacquiao shows Cotto much more respect than he showed to De La Hoya and Hatton.
Well, he's experiencing better speed than he had to deal with in recent fights, in addition to probably feeling Cotto's strength.
Now, the recent previous opponents of Pacquiao have been put on the defense by Pacquiao's speed, and so they have never returned his fire. What we're seeing here is Cotto returning and initiating fire to make Pacquiao mindful of him, as other fighters have had to be mindful of Pacquiao.
Another central issue here is spacing. It would seem to us that Cotto wants to fight close up to Pacquiao or far away, and not be in that middle range where Pacquiao's power might catch him.
But right now, Cotto's been fighting him at a distance and doing very well with it without even moving him to the ropes. And I think if once he gets him to the ropes, it's going to be even more of an advantage to Cotto. But he's beating him right now with the jab.
Body shot by Cotto, by Pacquiao. Left-hand body shot. Cotto ducking and slipping, and now tries to get a body shot in on Pacquiao. Cotto is just as fast, and he trades with Pacquiao, at least in the first round. So much for the first round knockout.
Very nice round, very nice round, very nice. Lively with that left hand. Careful with his left. That's the only thing he has. You saw that, right? Push him back, push him back, push him back. You keep pushing him back, the fight is going to be much easier for you. Don't be desperate.
Copy box numbers in round one. Both guys landed 12 punches. Cotto threw a few more. Cotto was 8 out of 37 jabs. Pacquiao was 6 out of 27 jabs. Cotto's connects seemed to be solider.
It's much better. His jab is going right between the gloves of Pacquiao, where Pacquiao's trying to shoot his jab on the outside. But right now, I think the impact of the strength of Cotto's jab is moving Pacquiao back more, and that's the difference.
And it could mean that Pacquiao has to take more chances coming in.
Cotto's a good counterpuncher, and he made the move to counter Pacquiao there a moment ago. Pacquiao's people, Freddie Roach, have said no possible way he can counter Manny. If he tries to counterpunch, he'll kill him. But so far, Cotto's doing all right.
You see, you don't forget, Cotto has been in with speed fighters. He's been with judo, with Mosley, and he's been able to deal with their speed. Pacquiao, to my knowledge, hasn't had to fight a fighter with the speed that he's having experience now. Even Marquez was not really a fast fighter.
And Guerrero was on the downside by the time Pacquiao got him.
Yeah, but
Good left to the body by Cotto. Now Pacquiao fires 3 punches, and Cotto stiffs a straight right hand in return. Good left by Pacquiao. Pacquiao seems to be doing better leading with his left than leading with the jab.
He's landed with his left very good, but still he's landed on a full welterweight now.
Good jab by Cotto. Cotto ripping Pacquiao with hard jabs in both of the first 2 rounds. 3-punch combination, Pacquiao. There's the speed advantage for Pacquiao. He starts to open up. Cotto tries to find a place to count. Body shot by Cotto. Pacquiao landing a right. Both body shots blocked by Pacquiao's elbows. Cotto will keep going there anyway. Good left hook by Miguel Cotto. Crowd comes out of its seat for that one. Cotto right on the belt line with the right hand. Kenny Bayless says keep it up. Filipinos booing. First time Pacquiao had his back against the ropes. Freddie Roach doesn't want to see it. 3 quick left hands by Pacquiao, 2 blocked. Pacquiao blocks Cotto's body shots. Cotto blocks Pacquiao's body shots.
Pacquiao's got to start throwing some shots up through the center on Cotto too. Because he's landing good shots, but Cotto just physically a bigger guy.
Now Pacquiao starting to show off the hand speed advantage and land some shots. Gets in a right hook.
And his ability to punch from angles while he's twisting and pivoting.
This is real crucial what's happening here for the rest of the fight. Is Cotto going to go defensive, or is he going to respond like he is right now?
He's going to punch so far, and he's going to see if Pacquiao can take his stuff. Pacquiao hits Cotto with a hard left hand, and another, and another. But Cotto can take the punch. He's not being knocked back. Good body shot by Cotto. Drops Pacquiao in the corner. What a round.
This is what we came for.
Miguel Cotto's family apprehensive at ringside. Wife and son, blank stares.
Come on, you're doing his fight. You're doing his game plan. Use your jab. Use your jab, solid jab, stiff jab, and you push him back. And then we let go our hands, all right? Don't pull your punches back. You hear? Relax. Don't pull off your punches. Every time you throw, you're pulling back. Push in.
Power shots in round 2. Pacquiao had a big round. 33 out of 57. 21 in the last 6. Cotto was 16 out of 46. He made some impact too.
Spontaneous combustion in that last round. How will they respond, each of them, to what they saw and did?
Well, Joe Santiago asked Cotto to come back and throw more jabs, and Miguel begins round 3 with a series of jabs.
Manny punches so freely and fluid with his combinations, right? His punches come out where Cotto is not really a combination puncher as much as Manny is. And Manny can punch from all kind of weird angles, and that's always a danger when you come in slugging with him.
Plus, the footwork gets him into position to land.
He bounces off his tops. Very good.
Cotto bounces a left hand off Pacquiao's face as Manny was rushing in. Manny landed a little right hook in there and follows up by knocking Cotto down. First knockdown of the fight. The right hook stunned Cotto.
He came out with a right jab. He's getting more dangerous with his right hand recently than he has been with his left.
Trying to use his right over the left of Cotto. I don't think Cotto was hurt, but let's see if Pacquiao can put some hurt on him now.
Well, let's see if Cotto can make it a 9-9 round. Pacquiao beating Cotto to the punch now.
Turn southpaw.
Now Cotto back in the conventional stance. Pacquiao landed a body shot. Cotto with a big left to the body. Hard right hand over the top by Pacquiao. He's landing that right hook now. Cotto goes right to the body.
You know,
3 body shots.
I'm glad we're doing this fight on TV. Back in the old days, if we had been talking on the radio trying to describe the action, we would be just fumbling and over each other trying to talk. Almost impossible.
They trade body shots. Pacquiao gets Cotto upstairs under the chin. And they butted heads. No blood. 3 hard body shots by Cotto. And the jab lands again. When Pacquiao starts throwing, Cotto lands his jab. Or stops throwing, Cotto lands his jab. Now, when Pacquiao throws, Cotto goes into a little shell because of all the speed he's seen.
That's Manny's rhythm to go in and out and punch on his
Left
toes.
hook counter by Cotto landed. Knocks Pacquiao back.
We've seen Cotto in these situations before, and he comes back. This is the most we've seen Pacquiao getting hit in recent fights.
Uppercut snaps Pacquiao's head back. Remember, Cotto has been down in the round and is trying to make it a 9-9 round.
No. Stop. Let him go.
There's a blood mouse under the right eye to Miguel Cotto. He lands the last left hook of the round. How it was scored could be critical.
Hindi tayo pwede sumabay sa laro niya. Pero yung laro mong gagawin mo, in and out. Alex!
He's fighting his fight. Stop fighting his fight.
Here's the right hook that started it.
Your other's right hand that came right back after the left hand, and Cotto didn't see it. Manny's very good with great reflexes and timing where he can see his little openings that very few fighters can see. That's why he lives a lot of his fights on close decision by knocking guys down.
And then Cotto was in a position with 1:50 to go in the round where he was trying to win the rest of the round and make it 9-9. And there was the uppercut with which he punctuated the round. CompuBox numbers. Pacquiao landed 23, Cotto landed 21. Harold, how do you have it coming to the floor?
I'll get you 29, 27, 2 rounds to 1, Manny Pacquiao. Jim, I gotta tell you, Manny Pacquiao, I think the guy would be the fastest one in any division that he fights in. I mean, the hand speed is absolutely tremendous. I thought Miguel Cotto did enough to win round 1 with that real good left jab. Manny Pacquiao gets an extra point to round 3 for the knockdown. 2 rounds to 1, Pacquiao.
Cotto popping Pacquiao against the ropes. So far, round 4 has belonged to Miguel Cotto. Now here comes Pacquiao beginning to open up his offense. Little body shot with the right hand.
Pacquiao seems to be taking Cotto shots well. We'll see if they accumulate over the course of a fight that doesn't appear to be a short one.
Stop back, Chris.
Not so far, although anything can happen at any moment.
I very seldom saw a fighter that can fight the way Pacquiao can fight, moving in and out, punching from all angles, and a variety of punches, and everything from a rhythm. You know, as Harold said earlier, he's got speed, but not just speed, but punching power, and that's with either hand.
But since the knockdown, it seems Cotto has tightened his defense a bit. He's not getting hit as much since the knockdown took place.
He really didn't make a mistake when he got knocked down. It was one of those perfectly timed little punches which Manny is known for.
Flurry of punches for Pacquiao. Cotto finally answers back with a right hand. Straight left lands for Manny. Does he have Cotto in trouble? No, Cotto's firing back. Pacquiao against the ropes. Freddie Roach thinks this is a very bad idea. Cotto pounding away. He's got the big advantage when Pacquiao's against the ropes.
Cotto has beaten down bigger
I think
fighters
he's taking a breather, but I don't think he's hurt. You know, he had a good flurry right there. He's just messing up with it. At this point, he's catching every punch that Cotto throws.
Well, the reason he's taking a breather, Daniel, may be that he's taking more punches than we've seen him take.
Well, you know, he's got a guy that not just in that Cotto can beat him and physically handle him, but that's Cotto's style anyways to be a bully. Some guys are bigger, but they're not known for being physical.
He may have gone to the ropes to let Cotto throw, thinking he could counter him with something big. Now it's Cotto, his back is against the rope, and he fights his way up and goes down again. Cotto landed a big left hand shot, and then Pacquiao caught him with a right hook again.
And Cotto was hurt by that knockdown where he wasn't hurt by the first one. Only a few seconds left in the round.
And it looms around that Cotto was on his way to winning.
But that's why I said Manny's so dangerous. He got unbelievable reflexes. It's hard to change.
Crowd is on fire after 4 fabulous rounds.
Come on, breathe deeply through your nose. Inhale. Come on, you're doing his game plan. Box intelligently. Stallion, come on. Let's go. You're more intelligent than he is. Let's go, let's go. We can do it. We can do it. We can recoup. We can recoup. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's recoup.
Here we see Manny Pacquiao do what he does the best. Land punches with from all kind of angles and positions where no one else could even have a defense against him. That's what he's known for. It's very difficult to trade him.
And this time it was the left hand that caused the knockdown. The right hook helped, but the left landed right on the jaw.
And even with Marquez, in the fights with Marquez, particularly the second fight, he won fights. One of those similar knockdowns.
Well, 10 fights ago, Eric Morales beat Manny Pacquiao when he out-dueled him with his left jab. And at that point, Freddie Roach made a determination that he was going to make Pacquiao into more of a two-handed fighter and train his right hand. What an amazing learning curve it's been since then.
So far, this may be Pacquiao's best performance, given the opponent, given the punches he's taken.
I agree. It's more impressive than what he accomplished against either Delahoy or Hatton. Because Cotto's in sensational shape, fighting his fight at times, and is a much more live body than either of the other two guys.
Miguel Cotto is what I call a strong puncher. He's not a dynamic puncher the way Pacquiao is.
We look at Pacquiao. Everything he'll do for machine, and he can punch combinations and it's so fluid, loose, and be moving with his rhythm in and out, in and out, in and out, and punching it from all angles.
He is accumulating punishment against Pacquiao, or excuse me, against Cotto. It remains to be seen if Cotto can continue to take this for a long series of rounds. And Cotto has slowed down since the first couple of rounds. His punches don't have the same speed now. He pushes Pacquiao to the ropes. Pacquiao puts up the guard, and Cotto backs up.
Pacquiao's two hands have been better than Cotto's one. The left hand is the major weapon of Cotto. The right hand does not have the striking power, whereas Manny comes from all angles with power, with both fists.
Pacquiao was stunned by a left hook there as he came off the ropes.
Well, Cotto has won the majority of the last 2 rounds, but in the last round, it was a 2-point loss by him because of the late knockdown. Here again, he's winning the round, I believe.
But Cotto don't seem to have fully recuperated from that second knockdown. And even though he's doing good, it still seems to be a little bit on shaky hands.
A flurry at the end for Pacquiao. There's his father, Rosario Pacquiao, who left his family when Manny was a boy, and they have been separated for decades. And this is the first time that Rosario Pacquiao has ever seen his son fight live.
Yeah. We gotta get the end of emotional, but we can't let him lead us. Don't let him come to us. Right? Okay. Back him up with the end of motion.
Okay. Huwag mong pabayaan. Huwag mo siyang pabayaan na siya papasok sa'yo.
We can do it. We can do it. We can turn it around. We can turn it
Don't
around.
let him come to you.
Let's do it. Come on, baby. We're here. We're here with you. We're with you. It's okay. You can get it done. Let's work it. Let's work it. Move to your left.
There are a lot of voices in Miguel Cotto's corner, and frankly, I heard nothing in Jerry Olaya's interpretation to tell me that he's getting any tactical advice.
No, there's a little desperation there. It's early for desperation. I think they think that Cotto is hurt, and they're trying to summon his will for him. You saw Cotto kiss his father there for a moment, as if pledging that he will stay in there.
And Harold Leslie read from us that Cotto won the last round, narrowing the margin to 3 points.
Cotto doesn't seem to be alert a shot. Manny Pacquiao, just look at him, seems to be fresher, more alert, more crispier with his punches.
Pacquiao. Cotto having trouble dealing with Pacquiao's speed, as does every other opponent Pacquiao faces. Left hook landed in there for Cotto.
Pacquiao is unbelievable rolling machine. I'm looking at this, and even the 2 knockdowns were some real weird punches. The left up between the gloves, it wasn't an uppercut, wasn't a hook. And then he lands a right jab from an angle to score that. Now there he goes again. Weird punches from weird angles. He can sense the right punch to throw at the right time.
Yeah, I think he senses that Cotto is weakening, and he's trying to see if he can finish him right here. With more than a minute to go in the round.
Cotto's been down twice in the fight. Both times from punches he could not see. They were coming too fast.
There wasn't even standard punches.
Straight left hand lands for Pacquiao. Cotto backs off again. Cotto just misses with a big left hook that would have done damage. Pacquiao peppering him with punches against the ropes. Eventually, Cotto's eyes are likely to swell up from all the punishment he's taking.
Stop. Come back clean, fellas. Over.
Despite the speed disadvantage, there are times when Cotto shows you his great skills. Now he switches southpaw, pause for the right hand, switches back into the conventional stance, lands a jab.
I wanted to see what would happen when a fighter of this size came back at Pacquiao, and we're seeing it. Pacquiao is handling it, and then some.
And Cotto is beginning to retreat constantly, and he almost went down again on a solid left-hand shot by Pacquiao. And Cotto tries to finish the round and lands a thudding right hand right on Pacquiao's chin, and Manny grins as he walks away. Cotto's wife, Melissa, it's a pretty long distance from which to shout at her husband.
You gotta be intelligent just like we're doing it, but don't stay on the ropes. Don't stay on the ropes. Okay? Just a little Vaseline. Don't stay on the ropes. Use your jab. The jab and move. And that hook is effective. And repeat it.
Right here you see Manny Pacquiao could land a right hand coming back with other game, which he used to didn't have. It used to be strictly a straight left hand puncher. Now he's put that right hand in there. And now he comes right back with the left hand again. You can never read him and figure out what he's going to do.
And Cotto bent all the way over on his back leg on that and almost went down, then came back and landed a hard shot to finish the round. Power punches in 6, though. Pacquiao swamped him, landing 34 to only 8 by Cotto. Harold, how do you have it halfway through the fight?
Okay, Jim. 58-54. 4 rounds to 2, Manny Pacquiao. Jim, the guy is explosive. The punching power is unbelievable. The speed is unbelievable. The way he circles and uses that ring, absolutely gorgeous ring generalship. He puts Miguel Cotto where he wants him, and then he wraps him with both hands. Tremendous ring generalship by Manny Pacquiao. 4 rounds to 2, Pacquiao, but Pacquiao with a 4-point lead.
Hard right hook by Pacquiao. Left uppercut by Pacquiao. Landing more or less at will now. Cotto has been softened up for the kill. Pacquiao may go for it in this round. Who at this table saw Henry Armstrong?
But Henry Armstrong didn't have this kind of punching power. He was wore you down. But this guy has great punching power as well as footwork. Unbelievable rhythm. I'm just amazed with how he can move and punch and like a machine warmed up with all angles.
Is he better than Henry Armstrong?
Well, Armstrong was
To me, what I would say
Armstrong was a volume puncher. He wasn't a knockout puncher, Jim. He was called a perpetual motion machine.
I'm making the comparison, of course, because of Pacquiao's facility for going up in weight as though it doesn't matter. Armstrong won the featherweight championship, the lightweight championship, the welterweight championship, almost won the middleweight championship.
They ended with a draw. Controversial draw when he fought for the middleweight title.
Against a Filipino fighter named Seferino Garcia.
Doesn't look too good for Cotto at this stage.
Now it appears to be a matter of time.
Yeah.
Cotto seems shell-shocked at this point from all of Pacquiao's damage, which doesn't mean he's backing off.
If nothing else, it's how well that Pacquiao has taken his best shots.
I think right now I'm looking at Cotto's mind. It's like it's giving now. He's may having flashbacks in a different way, but it's a Margarita. This situation where he's having a real problem of dealing with. The speed, the rhythm, and punching power of Pacquiao is just too much for him.
Every once in a while, he'll settle into a groove, land 3 or 4 jabs in a row, and look like maybe he's getting back into the fight. Then Manny unloads his arsenal and peppers him with right hooks or left hands, and suddenly reality sets in again.
He's never hurt Manny, and Manny has hurt him probably at least 2 or 3 times in there.
Correct.
Well, he's decided now to try
And his
simply to box with Manny now.
Yep.
He's not going to attack him except on occasions. He's trying to stay outside and win with his jab.
That's the template that beat Shane Mosley in Madison Square Garden. That was a different kind of fight.
Keep moving, side to side. Come on. Box. Circle him. There you go. How are you? Come on, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Keep using.
The doctor went to Cotto's corner, or a member of the commission, I should say, went to Cotto's corner and asked him if he was okay continuing, and Cotto looked at him like, come on, I'm fine. Pacquiao with a 64-14 edge in power shots over the course of the last 2 rounds. It almost looks like he's just toying with Cotto in there now. Larry made a good point about how Pacquiao's 2 hands are better than Cotto's 1 hand. Cotto's done pretty well sometimes with his left jab. What's missing is the powerful left hook, which was once one of the sport's best weapons.
Well, but he landed it a few times, and Pacquiao hardly flinched.
That's what's amazed me too. Right? He's never been able to hurt Pacquiao. He's landed good shots, and Pacquiao taken him and come right back, and Pacquiao's hurt him, which is just the opposite of what I expected.
So we knew everything else about Pacquiao, about his offense, about his punching power, about his speed. Now we know that he can take the punch of a very sturdy welterweight. Gets a little better every time, doesn't it? The Manny Pacquiao story?
Well, the interesting thing here is many of the experts, inside boxing people, thought this fight was a sort of toss-up, or that Manny should be a little bit favored. But the betting public made him almost a 3-1 favorite. So far, the betting public has been smarter than the insiders.
Well, what was that old saw about a good big man beats a good little man every time? But in this instance, it's a good big man against a great little man.
He's a machine. I mean, I very seldom see a guy that punch where he punches. He punches with such speed, such rhythm, and everything. And as I said earlier, you can't really figure out what he's going to do, because he can hurt you with punches and not even stand-up punches.
And when Cotto lands something, Paquiao grins. And Cotto hurt Pacquiao's right eye with that last left-hand shot. Cotto covered his left eye with the glove.
And he seems to be in full tactical retreat.
Absolutely. Just as he was in the late rounds against Margarito.
Well, we talked about the difference between the illegally loaded gloves and the legally loaded gloves of Pacquiao.
Interesting, the decision to just box is yielding better results than the earlier firefight that Cotto was engaged in. But now Pacquiao's backing him off again. Got him against the ropes. Tries to end it with one big left hand, but missed.
And he's fighting Cotto as if Cotto doesn't have any punching power at all. He's just walking right through him.
The interesting thing to me is he came to us as a whirlwind brawler, and now he's this complete fighter who can box you, or when he punches, still punches like a real puncher. He holds nothing back.
Again.
You wonder if relatively inexperienced trainer, call him novice trainer, Joe Santiago, has the nerve, the wherewithal, the authority to throw in the towel for Miguel Cotto if it gets any worse than this.
Right here we see Manny Pacquiao shoot with his patented punch, which he was known for, straight left hand right down the pipe through the center. You know, earlier those punches were not landing as effective, but now that Cotto is tired, slowed down, he's hitting him when he wants to. If I was in Cotto's corner, I would be seriously thinking about stopping the fight.
Do you think that Joe Santiago has the nerve, the authority, the wherewithal to do it?
I don't know. But
I think
the doctor was probably the commissioner.
No, Cotto runs his own show. He's still out there. He's still fighting. He may not be able to win, but that doesn't mean he's going to give up. He had to deal with all the stuff after the Margarito fight about putting on his lunches. He told us, you remember, that if not for that fight, he might have resigned in the fight against Cotto because of the eye cut after 4 rounds. But he knew he had to go to the end, and I think he feels that way tonight.
And predictably, our interpreter Terry Alaya assures us there's been zero discussion in Cotto's corner of the idea of stopping.
But you know, Cotto is one thing. Cotto didn't throw that many punches. You know, he was just able to get by it. He's with a different guy in there. This machine that he's in there tonight is totally different.
Cotto gave him a pass in the 11th and 12th rounds.
Yep.
If Cotto had been more aggressive in the 11th and 12th rounds, probably this fight wouldn't be taking place. Cotto almost landed a big left-hand shot, but he glanced off Pacquiao's cheek. Paquiao gets right up under Cotto's chin and rips him with the left uppercut. Cotto backs into the corner. He's in big trouble now. The fight could end in a matter of seconds. Miguel is holding on.
He can't hold this now. He can't see the punches coming.
Trying to counter with something, but it's almost comically slow compared to what Pacquiao's throwing at this point.
This is a human typhoon.
Kenny Bayless is within his rights in stopping this. Cotto's taking a ton of punishment. He's a high-quality fighter and a high-quality individual.
And he can't never get away from a sharpshooter.
He deserves to be protected.
Well, Freddie Roach's other prediction was 9 rounds.
Freddie's been pretty good at this, huh? Cotto landed a left hand, and he walked right through it. Walked right through it.
No, let him up.
Speed kills.
Maybe Melissa Cotto will throw in the towel. If you're backing up all the time and you're on the defensive, it's hard to plant and throw a power shot.
Yeah, Cotto was not a power puncher. He was a power puncher while he was on the defense. It'd be different. But he's a power puncher when he's hunching forward and punching going forward.
But it's hard to do that against a guy who's constantly storming you.
Is it enough? Is it enough? One more. I'm going to give you one more. One more. Just one more. One more to react. Come on. Throw it to the side. Listen, no jab. No jabs, darling.
If they're thinking one more, then this is the time. You should do it one before.
And this is how Melissa and Miguel Jr. reacted to that exchange in the corner. And at the end of the round, these two people left the arena. Obviously, Melissa simply did not want Miguel's son to watch his father take any more punishment.
This is almost like a firing squad against a traitor.
Harold, your numbers are academic at this point. Give them to us.
88, 81, 7 rounds to 2, Manny Pacquiao, and I agree with you guys 100%. They should stop the fight.
I don't. I think that Cotto deserves the privilege to go out on his terms.
Well, his terms are going to be painful. But he did just land a right hand. There's just very little chance at this point that Cotto can plant his feet long enough to land something really damaging. And if it hadn't happened to this point in the fight, why should it happen now?
It's almost as if Cotto's real goal now is to hear the bell at the 12th round. I don't know if you could say he's conceded, but he has to know he's behind and he's not trying to catch up.
Well, you heard Joe Santiago say one more round, and if the rest of the round looks like the first half of the round is looked, then he'll surely get one more round after that. This is not a lopsided round yet.
Pacquiao seems like he's took a breather because he feels he's got total control over the fight. So he just took a breather for the first minute. So now he's going to step it up now.
I think he's done that several times. I think he's taken 30-second breaks at the beginning of several rounds.
Yes.
And then stepped it up.
So much confidence in himself, and there's no respect for Cotto's punching power. He's a surprise. So he's what he wants when he wants and take a break when he wants.
Do either of you recognize the names Rustico Torrecampo or Rican Pormasak?
Who are they, Jim?
They both have knockout victories over Manny Pacquiao years ago, before he hit the big time.
Freddie Roach wasn't there yet.
That's right. Freddie would never have allowed him to lose to Pacquiao Pharmacy.
I asked Freddie the other day if he was training Cotto, what would the result of the fight be? He said Pacquiao would still win.
Well, if you're going to bet on one commodity, bet on speed. Once again, that truism rises to the top.
Let's go. Sit. Straight up your legs. Good round. Good round. One more round like that if we can. Yeah? We can do one more? Like we do one more. Yeah.
Okay, Brad. Umiikot siya sa isang direksyon lang. Sa isang direksyon na siya umiikot. Sa isang direksyon lang. Pag-ikot niya, cut ka. Pag-ikot niya, cut ka. Buha mo. Huwag ka na sa lubid kasi 2 round na lang. 6 minutes na lang, matatapos na. Lamang tayo. Ha? Brad, biglayin mo sa katawan.
Fighting between them.
As round 10 looms ahead. Check it, round 11. Round 11 looms ahead. That drum beat you hear building in the background is fans' expectations of Manny Pacquiao going against Floyd Mayweather.
Well, the sudden explosiveness and power of Pacquiao tonight was too much. It seems too much for a good man and a good fighter.
By all accounts, this fight is a huge pay-per-view seller, exceeding by a wide margin the number of pay-per-views for Mayweather versus Marquez, and that was a stunningly big number. You can only imagine what kind of an economic storm might surround Pacquiao versus Mayweather if and when it takes place.
A tough negotiation, but there's enough money on the table for them to figure out a way to divide it.
I think all the economic meltdowns in the world couldn't prevent this one. The amount of money that's going to be piled up for Pacquiao and Mayweather. Does he want to close the show?
I think that Pacquiao.
Does he want to close it right now?
One big moment. Now he's going to go all out to try to end the fight.
Cotto bleeding profusely from above the left eye. Cotto bleeding from his mouth and his nose.
He took a round and a half off to rest, and now he said he's going to go in. He's going to go in for the kill now.
Pacquiao is looking for KO 11 right here. Cotto still fighting, still showing you his enormous courage. Hard right hand by Pacquiao. Cotto using all of the space in the ring. 400 square feet of space. Cotto's using it all.
Full retreat, same as against Margarito, even against Ricochet at the end of the fight. Looking up at the clock, trying to figure out how much time. He just wants to survive for his own pride.
I actually believe that Manny really sometimes don't want to even hit him anymore.
Well, there's great respect between them. There was no trash talking. Roach had to do the trash talking because these two guys made pretty clear that they like each other in the build-up to this fight.
Well, on the other hand, Manny Pacquiao can factor in the fact that he thinks he's won the fight, and how much effort does he have to do it, to dramatize it with a knockout.
And now the crowd is booing Cotto's retreat. A difficult moment for such a proud warrior.
Pacquiao stares at him dismissively for running.
There's one left? Yes. Let's go. Let's go. What? Let's finish it. Let's keep it going. Come on. Jab, jab, eh? Use your jab. Use your jab. Keep your jab. Come on, let him come to you. Just let him come to you all night. It's okay. You just keep on your plan. Keep on your plan. We're here with you. Come on, when you're short, throw yours.
No, you can't.
I have to wonder, will Miguel Cotto ever be great again? And how
I would
much
say,
more can Manny Pacquiao take?
I would say you have to doubt he'll ever be great again. And Kenny Bayless looks like he's looking for a chance to stop the fight.
Yeah, he's virtually almost running in, getting ready to get in position to stop the fight.
He's not even,
Pacquiao looking at Bayless now as if to say, what is the point? I have to chase and chase and chase.
he's saying, are you going to fight? Or should I stop it? Is really what his motion means.
In the corner between rounds, Miguel Cotto's father, Miguel Cotto Sr., wanted to stop the fight and was talked out of it by the others in the corner, including head trainer Joe Santiago. Now Kenny Bayless does his duty.
We thought Manny Pacquiao was great. He's better than we thought.
The 50th win of Pacquiao's now legendary career.
I would have to call him an all-time great. I mean, I am very impressed. Not just so much with just this performance, but he's been since 2001.